I'd like to just offer my condolences to John Madden's family and the NFL community with his passing. He was an icon in the NFL in many, many ways, and he'll be missed. Also, on a personal note there, the passing of Jeff Dickerson, the Chicago ESPN reporter, was a really sad and surprised to hear that. Got to know Jeff when I was in Chicago. Thought he was a hell of a guy, great journalist, and just a big loss to the NFL community and the journalistic society.
Thank you so much for those words, Coach. We'll go ahead and we'll start off with Ryan O'Halloran. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hi, Vic. Thanks for that. Two things for you. First, on injuries, who won't participate in any COVID updates?
Yeah, won't participate today will be Teddy, Kenny Young, and Ronald Darby. The rest of the guys will be limited that have something going on. And COVID updates, we have added 4 guys to the COVID list: Caden Stearns, Calvin Anderson, Tyree Cleveland, and Tim Patrick.
Gotcha. Follow up on injuries. You looking like Drew for Sunday?
It's looking like that way. Yes.
All right. And then you mentioned John Madden, just real quick on that. What are your favorite memories of some of the production meetings you had with him back in the day?
They were great meetings. Obviously, he asked good questions, very personable guy. The thing I always respected about John and his as a broadcaster was he did his job without being attack mode. You know, even when he was second guessing a player or a coach for something they may have done wrong or he disagreed with, he did it with a touch of class all the time and didn't have venom in his approach. And I think that bought him a lot of friends and respect throughout the league.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Eric.
Coach, what's the number one thing or maybe a couple of things you want to see Drew improve upon this week if he is the starter?
Well, I'd just like to see our offense improve, you know, which Drew is a major part of. You know, we have to throw it better, you know, more efficiently, complete more balls. You know, our first and second down operation has to be better, both in the run and pass. And we need to get some balance back into our offense, both equally effectively as running and throwing.
Let's go, Mike, then George. Go ahead, Mike. Mike, are you there?
Yes, Coach. On these COVID protocols, are you anticipating with the new rules that you'll get back Purcell on Sunday? And is it too late for these guys that tested positive today?
Yes and yes. You know, Mike can make it back. And yes, too late for the guys that test today is my understanding.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, Vic, I was just kind of going off of Eric's question on Drew. What are some things that you did see in his game that maybe you did like on Sunday against the Raiders?
Obviously, you know, saw his arm talent. He can make throws all over the field from sideline to sideline or vertically down the field. Did a good job with our play action game and made some big plays off of that. And I think those were some of the best things he did in the game and what he showed in the game. We just need to see more of it from the entire offense.
Let's go, Arnie, then Zach. Go ahead, Arnie.
Hey, Vic, I'm wondering, what is it going to take to get more production and more involvement out of Jerry Jeudy? He's been pretty quiet since coming back from his injury, and I'm just wondering, what are the reasons, do you think?
Well, some of the reasons, you know, we had some games where we ran it a bunch, so that we didn't throw it a bunch. And then last week we didn't have many plays because we didn't get anything going, and the Raiders were able to, you know, sustain some drives against us. You know, those are two tangible reasons. He's been targeted a good bit. I think, you know, I'm hoping and expecting Jerry to have a good game this week.
Go ahead, Zach.
Coach, what's the key to getting the running game back on track after last week?
We just have to do a better job of blocking up front, starting with the O-line and the tight ends and the receivers. We got to be able to get our running backs, our good runners, through the line of scrimmage to where they can make something happen. And part of that too is to get the passing game going to where there's a good mix of run and pass and get the defense not knowing what might be coming next.
Let's go final two, Troy, and then Kyle. Go ahead, Troy.
Coach, in that regard, when you watched the film on the run game, were they jumping snap count or seeing tells, given your expertise on defense? Were they seeing something in the run game that allowed them to play more aggressive? And then I have a follow-up.
That's always possible. You always have to examine and self-scout yourself for various tells, whether it be a stance tip, whether it be a formation tip, whether it be a motion tip, any and all things you have to constantly stay abreast of offensively from a self-scout standpoint, so you're not helping the defense for sure.
And I know how much you like this group. What do you expect from them in terms of, the carrot is just barely out there for playoffs. What do you expect from them? Your expectation of the group and how they compete this weekend, given, the two tough losses in a row?
Yeah, we have a group of really good fighters, great competitors, and they've shown that all year. And I think we can expect to see that again.
Finish this off, Kyle.
Hey Vic, have you ever played Madden? And if so, what do you appreciate just about John's contributions in that realm to the sport?
Yeah, I never have played Madden. I've never played any video games for that matter. But John transcended a lot of things. Obviously his success as a coach. A lot of this new generation is not even aware that he was a coach. But just he had a love for football and a care for football that just permeated through him all the time. He cared for the game. He cared for the players. He cared for the coaches. He just wanted the league to always do the right thing all the time. And I know he had a major influence in the league office on many matters.
Coach Fangio, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.